Captain Do Shit here, back at it with our audio system repair on the Subaru. So if you recall, we were troubleshooting the amp last time and discovered that it's either going bad or too weak to operate in the environment I try to have it in, whatever, yada yada. Either way, we need to replace the amp, which I'm kind of thankful for because it's fairly easy. We already have an amp installed, so, you know, we don't really have to run wires. We just have to maybe reconfigure where they end up at, because maybe there'll be connections on different sides. We're going to have to mount the new one. It's not going to line up with the same mounting holes as the old one because it's not a direct replacement. But other than that, pretty easy. Let's get into it. We're under the hood for starters, because the first thing we have to do is take the old amp out. We need to make it safe to disconnect the power. So let's pull that fuse, baby. Over here, we're just going to pop that little cover off. Need to grab one of these puppies. Is it the right size? Yeah, see, I guess good sometimes, you know. If you guessed that size, you were right. That's the size. You want to make sure not to touch it to any metal before it's disconnected. And now we got to remove the amp. All right, so what I love about these CT Sounds amps is they're inexpensive. This is the kind of, they have a few different lines. They have some more high-end stuff. This is like their base entry-level amps. And this is a 800-watt D-class 5-channel amp. So it's stable down to 1 ohm, but I'm just going to run it at half power at 2 ohms because I think I have a dual 4 ohm sub, so I can configure it down to 2 ohms by running those voice coils in parallel into the mono channel of this amp, or I should say out of the mono channel of this amp, and then that'll give it about 300 watts. And I think that's slightly overpowering the JLW 310 that I have, which is good. Slightly overpowering your subs and running the amps at half of their capability basically makes an easy, light work for the amp, so temperatures don't go up. Problems like what I was having with that Pioneer, it going into protect mode when I'm banging it for a while, that's not going to happen with something like this. And also, look at it. 800-watt 5-channel. It's like 11 inches by 5.5 by standard height for an amp, you know, 2 1/10. But it's pretty lightweight. It's very small, so you're going to have an easy time. Luckily, they've got the RCAs on one side, all the other connections on the other side, which does mirror how my Pioneer is configured. So I shouldn't have to like run new wires or do anything really crazy to other than just find new mounting points for this, because obviously the footprint's going to be a little different. Okay, so we got it all in and back together. I wanted to use the original mounting holes from the Pioneer, a little bit bigger footprint, but just temporarily I want to use those because I'm going to do a whole bracket system in the future. You know, it's not going to beat like a 12 or a couple 12s. It's just a single 10 because of the box I wanted to run. But as our, you know, ancestors may have said, as our forefathers may have said, she beat like she supposed to. Check it out.